I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm excited. I've never had Karate Master.
Not karate.
Shit, I fucked it up already.
Already.
I know you warned me before we even started.
Karate's a bunch of bullshit.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's fine. You want to retake that?
You should interview. So here, let's start off. We're here on
I'm
Free
just
Range
excited.
American
I'm nervous.
with the
Master
Ken.
You know it's disrespectful to not use Master every time you refer to him.
Do you have to say the Master Ken? Because I feel like...
Is it the Master Ken or Master Ken?
Is this a English lesson? Are you guys? Do people call you the Matt Best?
Sometimes.
If they're
But
being
not
rude.
often. I see what you're saying.
Okay, yeah.
So Master Ken. If you don't know Master Ken, he is the leading world expert in martial arts. Not specific which one, but you got viral videos everywhere.
They've never seen the show. Camera guy knows. He's looking at me.
I've seen the show.
It's on my gi.
Okay. Oh, he's standing. Okay.
Ameri-Do-Te. Ameri-Do-Te.
Ameri-Do-Te?
Yeah. Ameri-Do-Te. That's the style.
But you invented that, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like dojo in America?
No, it's basically, it translates to American way of the hand, but it basically takes the best parts of every other martial art in the world with none of the weaknesses, which is why we like to say best of all, worst of none.
What's your, do you have a finishing move?
Yeah, we always restomp the groin.
Right. Have you seen the Restomp the Groin? Do you see the Groin series, Jared?
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite.
Yes.
I saw that was probably 3 years ago. When did you start training or teaching? Excuse me.
I've been training for over 22 years. No dojo has been able to contain me. And so I had to start my own school in order to expand the world of Ameri-Do-Te. We've had many viral videos with my teaching, 100 ways to attack the groin, 100 hits in a single second. Very popular video.
The 100 ways to attack the groin, that was so dangerous that some like Facebook or YouTube, somebody took that away.
Yes, it was deemed to be sexual violence.
Wow.
Sexual violence?
Yeah, because it was attacking a sex organ so violently. We won the appeal, but for a second they were going to ban that because it was so dangerous.
That's an accolade there. That could be a Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
You have the most dangerous move
ever
in all of martial arts.
In all of martial arts.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That's interesting though, because you can go for the throat. Okay, it's killing me over here. But the groin, is that the best place to strike?
Yeah, it's some would say it's the only place to strike.
I would agree. I mean, honestly, I worry about self-defense sometimes.
Why?
I've been wanting.
Well, he's out of shape.
Yeah.
Would you have a training regiment for Jared?
Yeah. It would be mostly, a lot of people would recommend lifting things up. I would say put things down, namely food. I would try to it would be like the reverse of lifting. It would be like pushing things toward the floor.
Away from me.
Yeah, whenever you have quarter pounders in each hand, just...
He's right. I do go twosies.
Yeah.
Are you back to eating fast food?
No, I haven't eaten fast food in 20 minutes.
20 minutes. See?
Well, someone left Chick-fil-A back there.
This is what we need you for, Master Ken, is because I've been trying to clean up his diet, maybe have him do some cardio, stuff like basic, self-defense practicing stuff.
Maybe to get where my heart just doesn't hurt every day.
Yeah, that's a solid start.
I thought it was just like a sore, like maybe I slept wrong or something.
Like your pec sore, but it's not your pec?
Yeah, it's like inside.
Yeah, that's your heart.
Okay.
You have a sore heart.
I think.
It's just from trying to pump all that cholesterol. That's what it's.
Man,
your heart is actually tired from staying alive.
Damn it. I need to run.
Well, not right now.
Okay.
Would you just got to ease
clear out the arteries first. Why don't you drop in dead?
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal. I'm sold. Like this is how it goes. So where are you from first?
I am based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's where I train. Town that's known for Jackson's Gym. A lot of UFC fighters do all that MMA bullshit.
John Jones.
Yep.
Came out of there.
Yep. Holly Holm.
Yeah. Great camp down there. I know Jackson. He's a great dude. Big fan.
Yep.
He's done some stunt work for us.
Yeah. I mean, he does all that nonsense.
UFC stuff.
Yeah. All the stuff with rules.
Do you have beef with Jackson? Are you pondering?
He's reviewing right now.
He's
No.
like, oh, no. Okay.
It's,
There's a long, hard think there. That's
Yeah, I
okay.
had to go through our interactions.
yeah. So, I mean, you catalog your enemies, I assume.
Yeah, I have a long list.
But where'd you grow up? Like, how did the martial arts career path roll in?
That's a long story. I don't know if we have that kind of time. Plus, some of it is classified. This is when I worked with the agency,
Right.
the temp agency. I was a typist for a while. Very fast hands. So several hundred words per minute. I never counted. And some of it was gibberish, but because sometimes it's just about how fast you can move the.
My wife tells me that quite often. She says it's not about typing the right word. It's just how fast I can type. I never knew what that meant. But yeah.
It depends on if you're using a typewriter or a vagina.
Right. Do you give classes how to be a better lover?
I'm more of a fighter.
Yeah.
Than a lover.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I realized that.
Yeah, it's sort of my bread and butter.
You're a very serious guy. You know, I like it.
Intense.
Well,
But
you have no choice,
Yeah.
really.
What has been the biggest threat to you ever, other than yourself, naturally?
Well, that's what I was going to say is that, sometimes I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I'm just, I'd see somebody very dangerous. Otherwise, I'm not really that worried. I'm really only worried about myself. I have to fight myself for every belt promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so it's been a while. It's been about 10 years since I've promoted myself.
You have quite a bit.
I have a couple of.
Let's
Yeah,
go
I have
ahead
a
and take a
couple
look at
of
this.
Hey,
So
Joe.
every
So this was the 11th.
Here, I'll hold
degree.
this up for you so we can hear you.
This was the 11th degree black belt that I held, promoted myself to about 8-9 years ago. And then got a master's belt surrendered to me out of fear that I was going to kill him. So he just gave me his rank. And so I don't know what I had this translated professionally. It turns out it's just a menu.
For what kind of restaurant?
It's like a dim sum, and you can get there's 4 different kinds of dumplings here. It turns out, but it's about what it means to me.
Why do you have 2 belts?
Well, at a certain point, you become so advanced that you cannot be contained within a single rank.
Yeah.
And I don't tell people about it because the name of the rank is so intense that if you were to try to pronounce it, you'd break your tongue.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can't.
Your tongue?
You can
Is
break
there
your
a bone
tongue.
in there?
Yeah.
Listen, I knew a girl in college, and I fractured my tongue. I didn't break it on her, but it's feasible. He's not. That's a very truthful statement right there.
Yeah, you can get a hairline fracture in your tongue bone.
Okay. That's terrifying because now I'm going to be more sparingly using of my tongue. Like
Sparingly using.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I did consult with someone that knew you, and they told us something you may or may not be able to talk about. But we heard that you were first approached for the Osama bin Laden raid.
Yeah, I just I wanted to do it, but it was a busy week, and
You
I don't
just
like to fly.
passed it down.
Yeah, that was the thing.
death
I said,
group,
if you let me go by boat, then I'll do it. But they were insistent on the Blackhawks.
It's the stealth Blackhawks.
Yeah. I just, I'm not a big fan of flying.
Okay.
So I had to pass it on to somebody else. Luckily, they were able to take care of it, but I probably would have done it faster in the actual mission.
Yeah.
It would have taken me about 7 weeks to get there on boat.
Yeah.
Right. So the
but once
travel time. But
yeah. Once we were there, I would have been.
Just quick.
Yeah.
How often does America call you for top secret missions?
Oh, all the time. I'm always training people. I'm always training different soldiers on how to do a variety of things.
You can't kill the dogs. They're friendly dogs.
Yeah, can we get the dogs out of here so he doesn't get spooked?
Yeah, I
with
don't want to
some
disturb
movement?
this animal shelter we have.
I don't
going on
want
here.
dog meat dumplings. I don't want to order off that belt menu and it be a beautiful German Shepherd.
I mean, we do have anti-dog techniques if they get rowdy.
Okay.
So have they already been neutered?
Yes.
Damn it.
So do you spend the majority of your time in the dojo training, or how often do you train for yourself? Is it more just
I'm training right now. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. It's not all physical training, as you know.
So there's
a lot of mental training.
6 people in this room other than you. Who would be the easiest to kill?
Yeah, iPad guy.
Dave.
Yeah,
we didn't say to call Dave. Sorry, Dave.
Guy with the hat.
Yeah. You wouldn't need to ground strike him, huh?
No, he's just got a soft face. So I feel like that'd be easy to punch through. But yeah, every time you walk into a room, it's just like Benjamin Franklin once said, smile and have a plan to kill everybody in the room.
Right.
That was Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old Big Ben.
Yeah.
As they called him.
Are you an American?
Built a whole clock tower in honor of him.
Oh, over in London.
Yeah.
I know about that clock tower.
He impregnated so many people over there. They built a very erect building just to honor Big Ben, as they called him.
God, you're a history buff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just intuit it. Like, I don't even read books. I just think about history and think that's probably what happened.
That makes sense.
I think California is doing that to their school books too, but that's a whole different conversation.
That's another thing.
Works for me. By the way, I loved you in Dallas Buyers Club.
Thank you. It was one of my best performances.
You were in Dallas Buyers Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was also in 2 Dudes, 1 Cup.
I haven't seen either of those.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The sequel's not as good.
I will Google.
Yeah.
Google them later. I'm curious, how many black belts have you created? Like, as in,
I'm not a seamstress.
I mean
trained. I think
students that
okay.
you have taken in from the time that they start.
Yep.
And then you had the privilege and honor to award them their black belt.
I've only ever given out one Ameri-Do-Te black belt. And that was to a student named Billy, because he tried to kill me. And I respected that.
Man.
Yeah, I felt honored. He failed.
Was he injured?
Oh, yeah, badly. Yeah, he can't use his left leg. Yeah, he has a weird limp and colostomy bag now, but he does have the belt. And I had to teach him how to tie it properly around the bag.
Listen,
that can get really
I
messy.
might speak out of terms here, but if it was colonoscopy bag and I got a belt, I'm gonna wear a colonoscopy bag for the rest of my life. So how do I train under you? I trained in like pro MMA gyms before, but nothing to the caliber of your.
Well, if you're training with me, first of all, you're always training under me. So that's the easiest part. Is that once you're training with me, you're always under me.
I like
even
that.
if I promote you, you're under me.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of promotions to go, and also how he would have to fight another grandmaster and be given his belt in submission. This seems like a tall list.
Can I take the belt from Billy? Is that rude?
No, that's fine. As long as you kill him.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
With my hands, or can I use like a soldering iron?
Do you
or
guys
like a
have weapons
seahorse?
in Ameri-Do-Te?
If you kill him with a seahorse, then that's earning the belt.
It's more of like a choking thing, but the thing is, if you
when you say choking with the seahorse, do you mean wrapping it around the neck or stuffing it down the windpipe?
It's essentially what I would do is hit the esophagus, and right as he goes and breathes in, I throw the seahorse backwards with the curvatures of the shellfish going, and it blocks their airway. Mm-hmm. So the only way to pretty much live through that would be some form of chest tube, or he's just going to be deoxygenated.
Tracheotomy.
Yeah, tracheotomy.
Yeah. Now, did you choose the seahorse because it is the only animal where the male can be impregnated?
Pretty much. I think that they're a very versatile animal. And
that is versatile.
Right.
That's one word for it.
Exoskeleton.
But then I'm going to eat the seahorse after, because not a lot of people eat seahorses. And quite frankly, I think it's a little lackluster that the Asian community and other communities don't put it a part of their cultural
actually
behavioral.
It's a mammal. It's mammal meat.
Yeah.
It's beef.
Now, does that count as, I believe that counts as stem cells if you eat a pregnant male seahorse.
Right.
So it will make you stronger.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of it like that.
Will you go on a hunting trip with me, and so I don't have to bring a bow or a rifle?
Is it seahorse hunting?
No, like an elk. Like I
have
feel
you
like
ever hunted
you could
a
take
large
down
big
an elk
game animal?
so quick.
No, I've never been big game hunting. The biggest game I've gone after is someone that's slightly smaller than you.
Whoa.
So still,
man, so you don't have a trophy-sized Jared yet?
No, not yet.
Like smaller wide or smaller tall wise?
I mean, yes,
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both. The biggest game I ever killed, or wasn't killed, but I took was it was probably 2005 out of a bar in Washington, Tacoma. She was a big piece of game. I didn't eat her, but I did, but not the meat.
Notice the correction there.
Yeah, I want my
be correct.
Are you admitting to murder?
No. I didn't kill her.
Is this a breaking news moment?
I just ate her.
Pleasurably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the same definition of big game hunting anymore.
Right. But
I think you just call that dating.
It was.
He may have a point.
Yeah. I don't think it's dating though.
You did call her back.
She came and then she went. You know what I'm saying?
But you did call her more than 3 times.
Right. I get why girls like you because you're thick. And it's kind of like cozy.
With 2 C's. He says that affectionately.
Yeah.
Thick.
Double C.
Okay.
Like Brendan Schaub, thick.
Is that that's respectable?
That's the way the kids are saying it nowadays.
Okay.
Right. Because it's kind of like laying on a memory foam mattress.
Have you ever been in a survival situation? Like maybe like a fighter aircraft went down and you were in Serbia running through the hills away from a bunch of mad Russians?
Yeah, again, I can't get too much into the specifics, but there are plenty of times when I have been behind enemy groins.
Oh, I like that.
That's the working title of my autobiography.
Behind enemy groins?
Behind enemy groins.
Are you writing a real book?
Real, as
He
opposed
doesn't
to
know about
a coloring book?
Apparently.
Yeah.
He has a book.
You have a book. Is it called that?
Well, it's hard for me to judge because I said I don't really read books, but I've gone to the library and looked at them. I've sort of leafed through them and I get the general idea. So
It's just words in a page.
yeah,
It's easy.
yeah. And since I type so fast, I'm almost done. I can't read any of it.
Are you gonna read your own audiobook?
No, I like I said, because I type so fast, it's all just what I do. Because I don't really type words. I just think about what I want people to
get
read,
out of
and
this. I
like
think
that.
Yeah.
But I'll do an audio version.
Yeah.
I read my own audiobook or my own book.
Out loud?
Yes, out loud. I read it 4 times in the studio in my head, and they kept telling me to talk, and they were getting really mad at me, and so I had to actually like fully air from my lungs to create sound that people were understanding.
It was a frustrating process for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
A fresh shitting process?
Frustrating.
Oh.
Yeah. My lips are getting fat, so words blend.
Fat lips.
What? It happens.
Who needs lip fillers when you have McDonald's?
Listen, I'm trying to cut back on McDonald's.
Do you think that this recent, promotion of women changing their bodies in plastic surgery it makes them more effective in a street fight or less effective? Because I believe you should do whatever you want. It's your body, your life, right?
Right.
But like, as from a combative perspective.
Well, like I would support the idea of breast implants.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that those can actually deflect bullets.
Bullets.
Right. It's like chest armor.
Yep. Chest armor. So, I think that if men want to do that to their penile area, putting silicone, if they wanted to put breasts down there, that way they could divert bullets toward their nether region.
I got a boob job in my ball sack.
Yeah.
On it or in it?
In it.
Okay.
It's
becoming more common.
Yeah.
It's becoming more common. You can choose either the ball or just right in the belly, because the belly advantage is that it just sort of hangs down over the groin.
Well, and it's more like this.
Yeah. You're going with handles.
Yeah.
Or something, at least some form to hang on to.
Can you? I didn't understand that. Can you do that again?
So here's the penis.
Right.
So that's like on the hip flexor.
There's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail for the.
But I'd imagine like in butt implants too. That would be like you said, rear protection.
Yeah. I think anywhere where you can put a breast implant, you ought to put it there.
Yeah. My calf, knee, ankle.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid of my ankles. Getting hurt.
Well, then that just means that you need some ankle tits.
I think you're right.
I'll pay for your ankle tits.
Be padding. Yeah. I've got a very technical question for you that, I'm going to really want your opinion and thoughts on this is, with us moving into 2021 and the way technology is the way it is and kind of kids being raised on video games, does this kind of hurt? You think the human progression and kids not being active and getting into martial arts early like they used to back in the 90s and things like that? Where do you see a decline in participants in the studies of martial arts?
Well, that's a good question. I think that there are two ways to look at it. Okay, number one, they are becoming physically very weak. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, you are deadening their soul. That can help you with self-defense, because the more killing you do virtually, the more likely you are to do it in real life, as far as I know. So on the one hand, we are conditioning their minds to be better killers. We just have to have their bodies catch up.
I don't know if we're going to be able to. I mean, you saw the DOD study came out last year. It said 80% of America's teenagers are unfit to even serve in the military.
80%?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What kind of standards do they have to meet?
Very basic standards.
Yeah, they're very basic. It's be able to run 2 miles in a decent time, 14 minutes, 15 minutes.
What is your 2 mile time?
Now or?
Right now. Just because you're picking on the kids. I just wanted to point out in case there was a difference. Because you're kind of picking on children just now for being too fat. And now I just would like to know your 2 mile time right now.
I think it would be unconclusive.
Yeah. Well, I think meaning that we would set a 2 mile marker and you would not conclude that run.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a good runner. I've seen you. I remember this guy.
But it takes a little bit.
He couldn't run and pass his PT test, and he ran for 1 week and then nearly got 100% on it.
Oh, all right.
I remember that in El Paso. So he mans up.
Okay.
He's tough. He's just kind of like an old lion, You kind of got to get that vigor back in him a little bit.
The what?
The vigor.
Okay.
VIGO, right? Vigor. That's like
vigor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the old saying, if you put vinegar in an old lion, he runs really fast.
Was that Benjamin Franklin too?
Abe Lincoln.
Abe, huh?
Famous lion tamer for years. That's why he had that hat. That's why he had the tall hat.
That does make sense.
There was lots of lion taming before
circus.
He got into the
men all wore the top hat after
presidency.
If you ever started a history class, let me know.
Old Lion Abe, they used to call him.
Yeah, Lion Abe.
Lion Abe. He also was a liar. That was the main reason they called him that.
What did he lie about?
Little things, for no reason. He was telling the truth about the big stuff, but then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm 7'4," and they'd be like, "All right,
you're 7'2." Like white lies, right?
Right. Somebody that he liked shrimp. He totally didn't like shrimp.
Yeah, just lying for no reason.
That is
lying for no reason, Abe. Wow. That's what they used to call him.
Jeez,
you learn more every day, Jared.
We do. What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Thundercats, probably.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Snarf.
Yeah.
Snarf was annoying.
I like when they yell, "Ho!"
I remember that. That was a good episode.
Well, they did that at the beginning of I don't know if you ever saw it. In the intro, they did
I remember Snarf.
He had the little sword eyes. Where he would hold the sword up and go, "Ho!"
How long in an unsanctioned fight do you think you could take me out in? Are we talking 10 seconds or like a minute?
I mean, it can go however you want it to. It depends on, you want it quick?
No, just like I'm fighting at 100%. How fast do you think you could take me out?
Again, I mean, are you armed?
No, just with these pythons.
Oh, he gave you the pat.
Yeah. They're more like garden snakes right now since I had surgery, but we can go past that.
Yeah, I was going to say you look thinner.
I had surgery on my dick. I got boob dick.
Yeah.
Takes a lot. It's 19 months to recover from that.
19 months. Yeah.
Can't lift a thing.
No.
See, I'm on my 18th month. So I'm almost back.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're almost done.
Almost done.
Almost done.
How many belts are there in Ameri-Do-Te? Not counting the degrees of black belts. How long did it take?
Oh, yeah. That's easier to say. I was going to say we don't have time to go through that. White, yellow, orange, purple, blue, green, brown, and black. So 8 belts at the beginner level. And then I don't know how many there are actually beyond that because I'm the only one that can advance myself through that. So no one's ever gotten that far. So once I die, I'll know.
Nice.
That's
Who's
I'll come back on the show once I die.
your training partner that I see in a lot of your instructional videos?
Todd.
What degree is he? Is he a black belt?
He is a green belt.
Oh, okay.
Green belt. He's been bugging me for a promotion, but he keeps forgetting to clean the toilets. So I don't know how soon that's going to happen.
Are they allowed to bug you for a promotion? It seems something that has to come from you.
Yeah, I'm supposed to bestow that, which requires me thinking about somebody else for a minute.
What do you trim your mustache with? Because it's a great mustache. Do you have to use an axe, like a chainsaw, or is it?
It doesn't actually. I can't actually trim it. It's kind of like a Brillo pad. It damages whatever blade I try to use. So it kind of I just think about it and make it stop growing.
But you
at
were
this length. I just sort of
blessed by Tom Selleck himself 15 years ago, correct?
It was longer than that.
Oh, it was
Tom Selleck's pretty old.
25 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, I did take a drop of his blood and just sort of, worked it in there.
Did you take that blood or did he bestow it to
I
you?
took it.
How does your mustache feel when it kisses other things?
People, I'll tell you, whoever it touches, they don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it punch them, or is it just kind of like
it's
harsh?
kind of like sandpaper, or it's like steel wool. And just sort of take it, and I can weaponize it. I can like rub it against somebody's eyeball and just sand their cornea right off just with that. That hurt just now. Just when I did that, that hurt.
It gave me chills.
It sounds like you can just hear it in the sound. Okay, imagine that. Imagine that's your face. Okay, if I'm just, and I'm like I'm angry. This is your face, and I'm like,
yeah.
This is scaring me. Now,
imagine that. It's terrifying.
I'm going to need.
You edit these shows, or do they just go? They just go right out, don't they?
Yeah. This is as is. There's like some awkward silence, but I like it.
It's silent because I'm trying to figure out. Like, there's so much I need to know. Like, I want to ask questions of defense, but I also want to ask questions of the person. But really, I'm going to go with the defense right now. Like, as a security,
this is your show. I mean, I'm here with the world's two most famous baristas. So you just tell me whatever it is you want to know, and as long as we're not out of time, I'll answer.
I've never heard that. That's great.
I want to know, you're a self-defense expert. You're a self-defense grandmaster. You're a security expert.
Keep them coming. That's good.
I need your expertise, in your opinion. What vehicle do you drive? What vehicle do you think is the safest? And how did you come to that conclusion?
Safest. I mean, I live a life of danger. My focus is danger. You have to face danger. I had the airbags taken out of my car just because I don't want to be a pussy.
That's good. It's almost like you don't live a life of self-defense. You live a life of self-offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my goal is to be a threat to others as often as possible.
Have you ever dealt with something from a different world? Because, we filmed our Veterans versus Horror movies in here, and we've, a lot of people won't sleep up there, AKA Charlie Classic was just complaining about, he thinks I'm a wacko because I sleep in the haunted room. And, I'm no belt holder like you, but I just knew in my dreams I could even fuck those ghosts up. So I'm not worried about it at all.
Right.
But have you ever dealt with anything like that?
When you said belt holder, I came back to the position you were doing earlier.
Oh yeah.
Holding the belt. Yeah.
Holding the belt.
Yeah.
That's kind of a euphemism for a blowjob, holding the belt.
Kind of, yeah. If you're just kind of hanging on.
Sorry, what was your question?
It was more so, what I'll rephrase it to fit your lifestyle is what vehicle is geared most for offense, do you feel? What vehicle do you drive?
I have a Trans Am.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had the airbags taken out. Sometimes I'll loosen the nuts on the tires.
Yeah. Wheel
just
lugs.
To give that sort of, living on the edge kind of, I do sort of drive like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you're living on the edge. When you feel like the wheels are going to fall right off your car. You don't unscrew them all the way because then you can't get anywhere. Found that out. But I just loosen them a little bit so the wheels kind of
that wobble guides you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you come up with the song "The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round"? Then
I'm one of the writers. There were 6 writers on that song.
that's
But
a lot of writers for a nursery.
I mean,
I wrote the wheels.
That's the best part because none of it makes sense.
A
without the
lot of
wheels.
people say that. A lot of people say that was the best part of the
Because
song.
like the wheels in the car go round and round, the wheels on the the wagon go round and round.
You don't have a song if you don't say what's going round and round.
Right.
So I started with, I said the wheels.
The things
and then
go round
everything
and
just
round.
took off from there.
And weren't you, I mean, I know a lot of weird things about you. Weren't you the one that first introduced a cake for a birthday?
Yeah, I don't like to take credit for that, but yes. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you take credit for it? You
Just because of the way
many
cake, the way the
accolades.
word cake has a lot of meanings nowadays.
I like cake.
Yeah. So when people say they like cake, they mean a lot of things now.
Yeah.
I just do, when people people would come up to me and say, I like your cake. And I would think like, oh, cool. I just baked one. So that can't be a coincidence.
Right. Yeah.
And now I notice more often people say that when I'm not holding a cake.
Right.
And that gets uncomfortable.
But it's a little forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's to blame for that. She has a lot of cake.
She got a big cake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fake, but cake is cake.
Even fake cake is cake.
See, I knew we'd get along at some point. Right there.
Fake
Cake is cake.
Yeah. Even
If
fake
it feels
cake is
real and
fake.
tastes real, it's real.
That's a philosophy to live by, I guess.
It is. Because technically, we don't know if this is even real right now. This could be a simulation. We could,
You're true.
our cognitive function could be all fake. He could be in the Matrix. He could be Neo for all we know. That's why he's such a badass. He broke into the mainframe.
Been close to Neo?
What?
Have you been close
Sorry,
to Neo?
I trailed off.
Yeah. It seems like we're talking about the Matrix. If there was anybody that knew if the Matrix was a thing, it'd be you.
No, it was just a film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
I'm breaking the rules of improvisation. That should have been a yes and. So, but I'm a non-traditional guest.
Yeah. I'm just curious if you liked Neo's Kung Fu.
Kung Fu is a bunch of bullshit. I don't care who does it. I don't care if it happens in a computer. I don't care if it happens in a song, in a 70s song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Jackie Chan's doing it. It's a bunch of bullshit.
So you didn't write Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting?
No, I tried to keep that song from being released, but they wouldn't listen.
Man, what is the worst martial arts discipline that you can think of?
Oh, man.
Yeah, because
Other
I
than
feel like a lot would frustrate
No,
me.
sure,
than
yeah.
what
It's like
Jared
trying to
does.
choose. It's like trying to choose between it's like, what do you think stinks more, dog shit or bullshit or horse shit? And it's like, which kind of shit do you?
It's actually seahorse shit based off on the molecular composition and density of one teeny seahorse shit. If you compile that into the same density or size of a cow shit, it actually stinks about
Have you been
3x.
studying seahorses?
He knows a lot about seahorses.
Mhm.
You read a book recently.
I did.
I haven't.
So what is the most embarrassing one that you feel should
Probably
be?
Tai Chi. Probably Tai Chi.
Isn't that just stretching? Isn't that
Yeah,
just
it's
yoga?
like a slow motion kind of fight.
Oh.
It only works if you fight a sloth. If you were to be in a fight with a sloth, then you could, because he'll come like,
They're really slow sauce.
yeah, and then you can
Tai Chi.
get ready to block.
What do you feel about the
Hang on, I'm not done with
Okay,
the-
sorry. Go ahead for a little longer. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
He doesn't like that song.
Those are good sloth hands. Not
I'm
gonna
almost
lie.
done with
Okay.
the block.
Okay.
And
And
set the block. Yeah.
and
That's just the blocking position. Then you do the block.
No. Sports.
This is amazing.
Then
Yeah.
after I move, then I move in for the kill. Like this is the sloth face, and it's like,
I'm excited for the audio version of this. People have no idea what's going on.
No,
I love it.
they can't see
They're
it. They're gonna have to come into the YouTube to see.
Yeah. Oh, don't hit him with the mustache, dude.
No, I'm slow. I'm slow
sloth.
roasting the sloth face with my Brillo pad stash.
Oh, so you're kind of like smoking the brisket.
Yeah,
You're going slow. You're not searing it. You're
Yeah.
smoking
Well, there's
it.
more friction this way.
That sloth is done.
As Benjamin Franklin used to say, the slower you go, the more friction there is.
Yeah.
That's how he invented fire.
What are your feelings on all of these, grandmasters that, have fake powers and launch people across the mats? Because that's bullshit.
Oh, yeah, the no-touch knockout.
Yeah.
bullshit.
What is
yeah.
I'm curious about that. Please explain that.
Yeah, that's a phenomenon. So that does work, but that's another thing they're trying to take from me. But there have been some instances. I saw that happen and then learned that what they do is they psychologically train their students to sort of play along. It's like a performative kind of thing. But then I found there were ways to actually effectively do it without directly touching your student due to excessive flatulence, due to there's a technique called the dragon breath technique. You just stop brushing your teeth for about 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And then if you do that from about 10 to 15 feet, you can send that out and it will knock them out. You can also just put copper wire under the carpet.
So it hurts.
Yeah. You just stand on a rubber mat and then you hit the light switch.
And it conducts electricity.
Yeah, and it
shocking them.
electrocutes them.
Everybody goes down.
That one you can only do once.
Yeah.
Right.
So
What
that's
about
harder for monthly subscriptions and student base. It's not good for. So, I mean, you got to keep students around long enough to pay those bills.
Does it hurt people more like a Jared who's consistently wet based off his precipitation levels from a normal like heart function? He's just kind of a little sweaty and clammy all the time. I feel like he'd conduct more electricity.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd feel it more.
I've been meaning to do my Billy Blanks tapes. What are your thoughts on those tapes?
Oh, the Tybo bullshit?
Yeah.
I mean, people got to make money somehow. He was very good in the Last Boy Scout. Remember in the beginning of that movie, he played the football player. That was about it, though. That was most of his film career. So you got to do something else. So he saw some Jane Fonda tapes and thought, what if I did that, but even more bullshit?
What is Master Ken's favorite movie? You have to pick the top one. Just like
the top one.
One of your top fives.
Let's see.
I feel like you're going to come out of South and be like that. You're like a Notebook guy.
That one was very funny. I like
because
that.
you can kill everything except for true love.
Yeah,
I feel like
I do like that. Was the one with the Gosling in it, right? With Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
The What Do You Want?
Yeah, the What Do You Want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Very direct.
Yeah, I like that scene. It makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
It's very good. It was a good comedy.
Reminds me of when you're trying to ask your girlfriend or wife for where she wants to go to dinner.
Yeah.
And she can't make up her mind.
What do they want?
Just asking anything.
What do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, he's right. He's got a point. What do you want? I don't know. When we know.
This is the quietest I've ever heard you speaking.
You can tell he's intimidated.
He's
intimidated.
Yeah, I think you're scaring him.
It happens a lot.
Normally Jared's like, hi. He's just kind of like timid.
I
have that effect on a lot of people.
I need to hear some of these things. We need to know,
I make people nervous. It's all right.
Did you give him a decibel level he can't supersede, or you'd?
No, I have this condition where I sort of just pull the testosterone out of people,
and then it just
it just sort of you probably, if you guys were to get your T levels measured right after this, you'd be pretty low.
I was gonna say my male reproductive organ has been pointed towards you this whole entire time.
Yeah. I'm like a magnet for T.
Okay.
T and D.
T. What's the D?
There's 2 T's and 1 D.
Got it. Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to get too technical.
Yeah, we got to keep this
family
PG.
friendly.
Yeah.
Even though I've not been family friendly at all.
We're getting there.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, how long is this show?
Well,
as long as you want, you can kill us all in the room.
Okay.
So.
We're trying to get to know the real Master Ken by maintaining respect.
Okay.
Before the show, you were offering to let us touch your bicep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't take the opportunity, and now it's, see, there you go. That's the whole reason they brought me out here.
Oh my God, my name's Matt. Oh, Yeah. Oh, I see what that does.
See?
I see what it does.
So you guys want to talk about coffee or?
I feel like my heart's.
Do you drink coffee?
No.
Why not?
It's like trying to put gas into a full tank.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's already too much going on.
Yeah, that's another cheeseburger.
You know,
I can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like that's just energy. That's just stored up energy.
What's that
That's
called?
just-
That's called a peck torque. Peck pump? Peck torque?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what rapper girls do on stage. Like
There he is he's trying to do this again.
I keep
Every
going back to
opportunity
this.
that he gets for the ankle tits.
Have you seen the new trailer for the new Mortal Kombat?
I have.
Yeah.
It actually didn't look that bad. I thought I was going to get let down, and it
What do you
looks
think?
cheesy as hell. But
Yeah, the special effects look good.
For a fictional film.
Yeah.
do you ever think
It's not a documentary?
I'm not sure. I'm asking you. You're the expert.
Thought that was sort of how the game came to be,
how do you kill Sub-Zero?
with fire.
And groin fire.
And groin.
And groin fire?
Groin fire.
And groin fire,
You,
yes.
you kill him with the groin?
Yeah. A fiery groin strike, also known as chlamydia.
Yes. I had
That's
that
the only
once.
way that strike
Yeah.
works against Sub-Zero is you have to go get chlamydia and then you have to kind of push that energy out.
So I like how, so you're essentially saying you walk around not brushing your teeth for 4 months and have chlamydia at all times. That is an impressive.
Not at all times, only if I have to fight
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Got it.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah, it's hard to time that.
That's what they say. Proper
time
planning prevents piss poor performance. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, you got to kind of know if he's in town.
Have you ever been targeted by like an enemy aircraft? Like, do you have a defensive move for that?
No, but sometimes people have been mean on the internet,
Yeah.
which
I
is
bet.
just about just as bad.
Yeah. Being targeted by like a precision guided
Yeah,
munition.
I have been targeted by nasty YouTube comments, which I imagine is about the same, right? You guys were in the
Oh,
army.
I've got plenty of hate on me.
Yeah, you guys were in the army.
We
Right.
get that.
Yeah, it's the internet. You
Yeah.
know, they hate it. I mean, I don't know how, like for me, like I might not be able to beat everybody up. It'd be weird to leave a nasty comment on Instagram because you could just pull the metadata, find out where they published it from and go find them. And that would be terrifying. I could never sleep again.
Right.
But
But
Do you do that? Do you just go track? Do you ever track people down that are mean to you?
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Just sort of leave a little dog poo on their doorstep.
Yeah, or break their legs with a baseball bat and have sex with their girlfriend. But
That escalated quickly.
yeah,
went
Is that
from when
real
we're-
escalation? Because it sounds like you know what these comments sometimes contain.
I didn't say I minded it. I think it's appropriate.
I just like attack the face sometimes is what I do. Just I'm not being a great fighter. I just surprise, violence of action. That's really where I focus.
Violence of action.
Yes. Violence of action. Just essentially like surprise, just when they're not ready, just jump right in there. Use my feet as talons and my mouth as a seahorse launcher. And I'm pretty much in
a belt to hold.
and a belt to hold. And I tell them I'm going to suck the life right out of you.
Yeah,
Right
that's
out.
like a gangbang of martial arts action because you have so many different things. You have so many things going on in different parts of your body in different directions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot
I
today
mean, this
so
is
far.
very educational.
Can you? So I got married about 4 years ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Coming up my anniversary. I feel like 5 years. I never had a wedding. I would want you to be my ordained minister, and I want you to,
Could you
like
pair,
marry your wife?
Could you
my wife
pair
and I.
those two? Is that a
Could Master Ken do that?
Yeah, I
that'd be
could.
easy
I
for
could
you.
officiate.
Yeah, officiate.
So
There's
you
the
want me
word.
to? You want me to remarry you,
Just like when you redo
or
your
you're
vows.
getting a second wife? Is that what I heard?
Well, if you're going to make this public,
Yeah. No, I could marry if your wife is willing to let you get a second wife. I could marry all
That's
three.
a pretty good deal.
I could marry all three of you.
Yeah. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
we could call ourselves the tripod.
that's a selling point though.
It is.
Because
I'm not remarrying. She's also remarrying.
Yeah. You both are. It's equal. Plus, Master Ken he doesn't just volunteer to do things like this.
No, it's
You
a
need
rare,
to
and
tell
it'll
her
cost
that.
you.
Yeah.
It'll cost you. But
What, a couple seahorses, or are we talking cash money?
well, it depends on what kind of seahorses and whether or not they're pregnant. And
Right.
male or female.
Yeah, if I can resell them, then we'll go with the seahorses.
You got to go Atlantic Ocean, by the way, with the seahorses, because Pacific, with the stuff,
Water's too warm
and kind of the whole nuclear reactor Japanese thing. We want to keep in clean waters. Have a clean,
I don't know.
clean seahorse.
The nuclear ones are much bigger now.
Yeah. They are.
Next thing
more
you know,
aggressive.
it's going to be like
small hands,
But
no hooves.
the problem, those aren't seahorses; those are sea stallions, and that's not what I'm looking for.
I mean, if you don't want to ride a sea stallion, I can't make you do it.
I'm just saying the big selling point here is you got to tell your wife that Master Ken has agreed to marry the three of us. You need to be on board with us.
The three of us. Are you
No,
the
no,
one?
no, no,
He
no.
just
I'm saying-
volunteered to be the.
I'm saying
No.
Was that an
being
announcement?
him.
I didn't understand. I didn't
Listen,
know.
if Jared touched my wife, I might be as good in martial arts as
I
you.
was being
so.
him in
I
this
feel like that's the way
conversation.
how he just sort of slid that into the conversation.
I mean, he'd be a
'Cause it
fun
was-
roommate.
There was
It'd be a
going to
platonic
be
marriage.
we were going to have a mail order bride for a second, and then he was like, "No, when we all get married."
No, I was role playing as him having the conversation.
You're already role playing. You see that?
Mainly, I was just saying reofficiate my wife's and I's vows.
Yeah,
That'd be
your
awesome.
pitch sounded a much more
Genuine.
genuine
Thank
and loving.
I got a
then
great wife.
Sexpot over here decided to insert himself.
He does that a lot.
How dare.
Okay, let's talk through this, Master Ken.
Okay.
I have a question for you. So Jared, he's really chilled in his drinking days, but we'll just take it back history. He used to get a little intoxicated, and we'd always sleep in the same hotel because we're cheap bastards, separate beds. You don't need to go that route. And when he would get blackout drunk, sometimes he would pee in the hotel room, not in the toilet where, you put
Spiritually.
biological functions. In the hotel room, sometimes very near my bed.
Yep.
Are you groin striking that? Or are you grabbing it and then changing directions, maybe back at him? Like, how would I defend against a drunk, at the time, 29-year-old who is
Out of control.
defecating out of his urethral gland? That's science too, by the way.
Well, there's a couple of ways you can defend that. So obviously, like you said, you can try to block it. You can try to grab and redirect. What I would probably do is I'd probably recommend. Sorry, I had to barbecue. I'd recommend probably catching it in your mouth.
Oh.
So that you can then choose where to redirect it and the velocity. Okay. Because if you just grab and then redirect, that's going to run out. You may squeeze it too much and affect the
It's like a hose,
stream.
the
Yeah,
stream.
exactly. So if you just go all of that, you can decide at what target and what velocity that you're returning it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
I call that the gold rush.
Whoa. Whoa. That is, I got
You have to do it in a hurry. Otherwise, you start to taste it.
Right.
Don't breathe through your nose. Just hold your breath. When you're catching an enemy's urine, don't breathe through your nose. That's another thing that Ben Franklin used to say.
Can't you, because I heard this might be a legendary myth, but you can actually close your throat so nothing gets down, and then you breathe through your rectum for about 20 seconds and you get enough oxygen to sustain that.
Yeah.
It's like a well. Like a mouth
the
well
anal airway technique is something that you can use in an emergency if your mouth is full of urine. As Benjamin Franklin used to say, when your mouth is full of enemy urine, breathe through your anal airway. He said that right after he wrote the Constitution.
There was what was that, like a Sunday or?
Yeah.
Was that like, did they do that on a Saturday? And
Probably like Founders Saturdays, maybe.
Yeah. I have a two-part question. One, have you ever been in a bar fight? And two, does the government not allow you to be in fights? Are you kind of?
I don't know if the government allows a lot of people to be in fights. I feel like there are laws against that.
Do you know there's a law in
I'm no lawyer.
Okay. There's a law in Texas where you can challenge someone to a fist fight, and if both parties accept, it's legal to fist fight each other.
Yeah, that's what is that?
that.
That's trial by combat or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm a big fan of that also.
That's a good law.
I've been in bar fights. I've been in bar fights. Yeah. I'll fight anybody in a bar. I'll fight a waitress. I'll fight a child. Sometimes people bring a child to a bar and you're thinking, well, that's inappropriate. And then the child talks shit and you're like, what's your problem, buddy?
Yeah.
You know, luckily the easy thing with that is that there's always peanuts around. A lot of kids have nut allergies these days. So just some kid pulls a knife on you, just grab that bowl of peanuts and hi-yah, right in the face.
I like how you think through everything. I would have never thought that. Where if like you knew
that's just instinct. I didn't even think through it. I'm just instinctively dangerous. To myself and others.
I like that. That would be a fun play. Like if someone had a peanut allergy and they were charging you just to crump up peanuts and put them in your fist. And you're like, now I got acid hands.
Yep. That's a good way to defend yourself against anyone under the age of 13.
Have you ever been encountered with acid? Like someone
the drug or the
the weapon.
Actual
using
acid
as a weapon.
Yeah, that's a common weapon in the Middle East.
Really?
Yeah. Very common. And because it's cheap. A lot of people don't know that. You can walk into a gas station and buy acid in Iran.
Wow.
They got it right next to the ginseng.
I know you can buy in Alabama. Right,
someone has attacked you with acid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
How did you get out of that?
You got to be aware. It is kind of like, it's the opposite of the urine catcher.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to put that in your mouth.
Yeah, right. So as the acid comes out, you just go.
Wow.
I didn't know this.
This
is just got to blow it away.
Just could save our lives.
If you, sometimes you can get a job as a security guard doing that for others. So that's what they call that. Call that a blow job.
Do you let people hire you for protection? Because I'd hire you.
I believe it. I believe you would hire me for protection. You look like the kind of guy that pokes holes in condoms.
No. I wear 2 condoms
with holes in them.
No, I like to think of my seed as so amazing that I have to fight off vaginas from getting pregnant with my seed.
You're that in demand?
Yeah, remember we were talking about the stallion horse?
Oh, yeah.
The sea stallion?
Yeah.
That's essentially how I look at me, but I'm more of like a land animal. I'm not a huge sea guy. That's why I wasn't a Navy SEAL.
Like a manatee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like a land seahorse
like
manatee.
A lanatee.
Like a lanatee.
You know, like when you just feed a horse and you get them all buff and make them super handsome, intelligent, smart, creative, talented, and all these things, then you want to rebreed that horse, but I don't want to breed. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a horse corral and people are trying to breed me.
Yeah.
And
so you're just gonna keep that horse until it dies.
Right. That's just gonna fade away and become cosmic dust. That's my plan.
Yeah.
I mean, that poses a question: has any of our enemies tried to steal your seed?
That's the thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
To make a weapon.
I assume. I mean, they're usually
China, Russia.
Oh yeah.
Indonesia.
A lot of people have tried to steal my essence.
Zaire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you got to protect it.
South Jersey.
Yep.
I feel like, for you, like someone to not be too graphic, but if there was any release of seminal fluid from your body, that you had to be very destructive with that biological product. You'd have to like burn it, set it aflame, because even if you threw it in the trash, like that's not safe. Like the Chinese government could come in and steal it.
Yeah. I don't just willy nilly let it.
Would you worry
anywhere.
about having to fight yourself as a clone?
Yeah. Absolutely. That would be the only way to really beat me, is if some other country managed to get some of that essence and then raised it very quickly, as they do in the cloning movies. You notice the clones grow up to be adults very quickly.
It's about 8 to 1.
Yeah. It's much faster. So that is the one thing that I am worried about, is having to fight a cloned version of myself.
I feel like they wouldn't have the heart and soul of you, though, and the intuitive
That's what
nature.
makes them even more dangerous. It's like Bizarro Superman. It'd be like Bizarro Ken. It'd be like Neck.
Yeah, but would they have the muscle memory?
His name tag would say Neck. And he'd be, the other eyebrow would be up. Should be weird.
But with them expediting this, would they have the muscle memory that you have as being the first?
Yeah, he probably would have all of the skill that I have. He just wouldn't have the fighting spirit. Or the knowledge of history.
And the hundreds, if not thousands of victories.
Right. Yeah. That would probably be the way to stump him. I'd just say, what did Ben Franklin say about enemy urine? And he'd go, huh? And he'd be confused. Then I'd go right at him.
Yeah.
I'm a more knowledgeable person because of today.
hundreds of people out there that are going to be sleep safer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Scared me, dude.
I get that a lot.
Golly, that mustache looked at me. It winked at me. The fuck?
It's terrifying.
Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time
Thank
because
God.
I know you have to do stuff.
But I think we learned. I mean, I learned quite a bit.
Yeah.
I learned nothing, but I really appreciate your time. And
are you taking on new students?
no, not you two.
I just meant for any listeners.
Yeah.
out
Oh
there
yeah,
that
then
are
yes.
looking-
Sorry, I thought that was a direct. I thought you were inviting yourself
He just
to my
needs
dojo.
to go on a treadmill, and I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. So if other people want to study with me, yeah, absolutely. Look me up on YouTube and Instagram.
What is that?
The Book Face. I'm very famous. They'll be able to find me.
Master Ken.
Yeah, just look up Master Ken, Master Ameri-Do-Te on Facebook and Instagram, and that's all you need to do. Then you'll get an idea of what is required of you, and we'll get to stomping some groins.
Wow.
Well, I'm thankful to be in your presence.
As you should be.
I've been a fan of yours for a while.
Yes, you have.
And thank you so much for your service, not only this great nation.
Yeah, you're
Hope
very
you read
welcome.
all my letters.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Fine.
Everybody, Master Ken.
Yes, and.
Thank you.